Hi, this is Derek. This is going to be my vlog, I guess, about my experiences at Fan Expo Toronto 2012. I went on Saturday. Just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I posted, of course, if hopefully you've seen videos and my interview, which is cool. But yeah, I just kind of want to record the memories, maybe. Well, it's still fresh in my head. Basically, that's kind of what I want to do. And if you're interested, sure, listen to my amazing stories, which aren't really that great, but whatever. I had never been to one of these things before. Never been to a con or an expo or anything like that. So it was a new experience for me, which was kind of cool. Basically, I mean, I don't know if I was prepared for it. It was intimidating. The crowds were huge. So many people there. Like you would walk around and you'd be like pretty much like stuck in a slow moving line basically because there are just so many people. Um, so it was hard to get a lot of breathing room, and a lot of times I had to like go outside and take a breath. Just so many people, but there were so many cool costumes and stuff too. That was kind of cool. Like you could walk anywhere and see something really cool. And I was kind of like a gawker since I was excited. It was my first time going to one of these things, so I did have the camera out quite a bit, taking videos as you've seen posted, taking pictures, things like that. So many amazing things that I saw. One thing that I had on video that I thought was really cool, the Bebop and Rocksteady cosplay was pretty awesome. But like at the same time, it was so hot, so sweaty in there. You're like sweating and buckets of sweat are just drenching down you. I felt so bad for those people, and you could see them taking their costume or their masks off and kind of walking around. Most of the time, like I ran into them a couple of times actually, and I saw them with their masks off, which is funny. But some people were pretty committed. I saw a really awesome Jason costume, which looked so much like from the movie, like maybe like the seventh movie, sixth or seventh movie, maybe. Uh, Even like Freddy versus Jason. The guy was tall too. I never saw him with his mask off. He never broke character, so that was kind of cool. Like a teddy bear. Freddy I saw too. That was kind of cool. Star Wars stuff, like the Chewbacca, of course. I saw running around, and R2D2. There was some stuff from I think it was 300, one of the soldiers, and Xerxes. That was really cool too. Just a whole bunch of awesome cosplays. I wish I would have taken more pictures too. And there was a Spider-Man and Mary Jane. I think the Mary Jane is a famous cosplayer, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. I went on Instagram and looked them up, a lot of the pictures of the con, and they mentioned something about her being famous cosplayer, something like that. I bet there are some people who are well known for being cosplayers, so that was all really cool. And just a whole bunch of other stuff. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but really, really cool cosplay. So coming into something like that, yeah, it felt like Halloween. It was amazing. It was magical. It was really cool. I don't know if I dress up myself, to be perfectly honest, but it was a cool experience. Um, but obviously, I mean, the coolest part of it had to be meeting famous people, for lack of a better word, the talent, the stars, who signed their signatures. There were a lot of cool people there. Not a lot of them I saw. There were a lot of cast members from The Walking Dead. Norman Reedus was there. Michael Rooker was there. David Morrissey was there. I forget her name. The actress who plays Misha was there, and Lauren Cohan was there. So actually, pretty packed cast. The kid who plays Carl was supposed to be there, but he canceled. So you know, what can you do? Not that gotta see Carl, but yeah, so there was that. Anyway, Doctor Who stuff. I'm not a big Doctor Who fan. Thankfully, my wallet thanks me for that. If I have an obsessive compulsive personality, so if I got a little bit into Doctor Who, I could see myself like buying all the DVDs and all the merchandise and shit. I don't need that. I don't need that monkey on my back. But Matt Smith was there obviously, and he was probably the biggest hit of the event, probably. One person that was also a very big hit, Nathan Fillion, and I got to meet him, which was cool. I went with a friend of mine, and when you go with a friend, I mean, it's like, okay, it's about compromise. It's about finding common ground. Who do you want to see? Who do you want to see? Who do we both want to see? Try to make it work. I think we did good. I think we got all the people who we wanted to see, except maybe Bruce Campbell. Uh, but he was in and out so fast. I mean, we both would have liked to meet Bruce Campbell, but he was in and out. So your day would have to revolve around absolutely crucial. Don't want to do anything else but meet Bruce Campbell. Anything else is extra kind of mentality, sort of, if that makes sense. Um, Kind of the way it worked was all new to me. Like you had to get a ticket for the person. Your ticket was a certain number. The number was aligned. The signs by the lines would say now, serving 100 through 200, 200 through 300, whatever, something like that. So the first one I went to was Nathan Fillion. You had options to buy autographs and things like that, and photo ops. I didn't do a photo op because I don't know. Maybe I'm a little self-conscious. So I don't know, but didn't do a photo op. Didn't do an autograph with Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion was more what my friend wanted to see. Huge Firefly fan, huge Serenity fan, Joss Whedon in general. So it was more her White Whale. My White Whale was probably more Robert Englund, that we both wanted to see Robert Englund. But I got to piggyback, which was cool. But we go up in the line, and in front of us, it's like a little tiny Asian man who maybe didn't speak English too well. The people, the coordinators, they're really strict. Do not take pictures. You will be removed from the line if you take pictures. Stay in the line. Blah blah blah. They're kind of strict because I mean, yeah, I can understand it gets pretty hectic in there, but whatever. So what happens? This guy in front of us, the tiny little Asian man, he pulls out this camera. It's like a Nikon camera, real like high end camera. Snaps a picture. Nathan Fillion. Even Nathan Fillion looks over at us like, "Oh." It was kind of funny, but anyway, yeah, she goes up to him, gets his autograph, signs the Serenity DVDs. Talks about Serenity a little bit. I don't know what happened with me. Such a brain fart. I didn't know what to say to Nathan Fillion. I walk up to him, I shake his hand. I'm like, great to meet you. I love Castle. And he's like, thank you. And that was it. That was my experience meeting Nathan Fillion. I love Castle. So I don't know. He didn't seem too impressed with me, probably. I'm kind of. I was over analyzing it quite a bit later. I'm like, because I kind of thought, everybody would talk about like Firefly or something. What if I talk about Castle? He'd like that. He'd be impressed by that. No, he's probably like, fuck you. No one likes Castle. I don't even like Castle. I want to do Firefly. But yeah, whatever. He was cool though. He was really like he had like a charming presence. Like you look at these people and it's like, wow, that's exactly how you look on TV, which is kind of cool. So it was cool meeting him, shaking his hand, even though it wasn't like great experience. But like he knew that I was kind of piggybacking. I wasn't really paying for anything, but whatever. But that was cool. I thought that was cool. And who did I meet? I got here's like kind of like haul of autographs and stuff like that. I didn't get too many. I mean, it gets a little expensive, so I pick the people you want to get autographs from. Kind of like this was the last person I went to, but I'll show you the autograph first. Only because he was there for so long, and I was like, nah, I don't want to get his autograph. Oh, I like him and everything. He's cool, but it's a lot of money. But he was there for like the whole day, and he and his line wasn't that long, so I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Sean S. Cunningham, director of Friday the 13th. And later after getting the autograph, I'm like, fuck you for even doubting you. Of course, Sean S. Cunningham, he's a fucking director of one of the greatest horror movies ever made. How could I not get his autograph? So I'm so glad that I did. And he was really cool. He very down to earth. Like, I don't even think we really talked about Friday the 13th or anything. We were talking about, I don't even remember now, the CN Tower or something like that. I was just kind of like, or you just in and out, or you get to enjoy Toronto a little bit. It's a great city, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking about, I want to do the CN Tower thing, but the glass bottom parts of the tower, is kind of disconcerting. And, they even have the people who are on like the harnesses who hang off. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. And I don't know, just a little small talk like that, which is cool. and he was very nice, very personable, and he gave me the signature, and I got it's like a poster, a glossy poster of Friday the 13th. All the best to Derek. Um, yeah, that's pretty cool. So obviously, I want to get these framed, but for now, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool that Sean S. Cunningham, director of Friday the 13th, signed my thing. It was cool. It was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, man, Sean S. Cunningham. I shook Sean S. Cunningham's hand. He directed Friday the 13th. He took, a genre, a slasher genre. He, made it his own. He saw a void to fill. He saw a young Kevin Bacon and said, I'm going to fucking kill him. Arrow through the neck. I respect that. I respect that guy. I was just like, yeah, you know what? I know it's the end of the day. I know you're closing up, but you made my night. You're a legend, and thanks so much. And that's kind of just what I said to him. So that was cool. Another autograph. I didn't get too many, but I got three. Well, four actually. Two from one person. The one person who I got two from was Heather Langenkamp. And wow, she looks so great up close. It was almost like a little, I don't know, just I was taken aback by it basically because it's Heather. And okay, here's the funny thing, and I ended up watching her documentary after. She obviously she must be used to at this point the lines for Robert Englund being much longer than her line. And I'll get to Robert Englund in a second because that's what I want to talk about most because it's true. He gets the most attention. But I went to Robert Englund. I'm like, I'm going to go to Heather now. I want to see Heather. So I go to her line. I'm like, okay, it's kind of long, but it's okay. So I'm waiting in line, waiting in line, waiting in line. And I notice we're shifting a weird way. And turns out I went to the back of Robert Englund's line again. And Heather's line, there was no line, so that was funny. But like the thing is, she knows how it is, and that's kind of one thing that she explored in the documentary, which I watched last night. So I thought that was funny. But I walk up to her, and I see the photographs that I want to get autographed because they put it on the table basically, like, okay, with your autograph you can get this, or this or this. What pictures you want? And that's like, you know in and of itself kind of like a whole what do I pick kind of thing. um, but then I saw that I already picked the picture and I'm like, okay, this is a really good picture, I like it, it's kind of an iconic picture. So I want that. Then I saw that she had her documentary, I Am Nancy, also for sale to be able to be signed. I'm like, oh shit, I really want to see this. I've been wanting to see this forever. It's kind of hard to find unless you like order specifically from the site or whatever. But the fact that she had it, available there was cool. So I'm like, oh, I got to get that too. So I'd already paid for those, and they had like kind of a deal going on, like two autographs for like whatever. But the DVD was more obviously. So like and with each person they have like obviously the star, then like the coordinator, assistant person, whoever may be there, who kind of takes care of the dollars and cents of things. So I was talking to her, and the thing is, it was more of a laid back kind of booth. I mean, obviously, there's, chatting. You could see Heather on her phone, sipping some coffee. She's drinking Second Cup, by the way. I don't know. Do they have that in America? It's Second Cup. It's a Canadian thing, kind of like, sort of like Starbucks. I was gonna say Star Wars, but kind of like Starbucks. Anyway, so I'm like, looking at all the pictures, I'm pulling out my money. I'm like, okay, how much is this? And Heather peeks over and she's like, that's a lot of money. And I'm like, oh, I know. I'm just trying to do the math here. And I don't know. That was kind of funny. And she's just very personable and down to earth, which was really cool. We talked a little bit too. Again, I don't know what the hell my problem is with. We ended up talking about the weather. Oh yeah, how about that weather, eh? But it was weird weather. It was like, okay, you having a good day? Blah blah blah. I was like, oh yeah, I wish I could be outside. She says to me, I'm like, oh well, you wouldn't want too early. And it was pouring rain because it was pouring rain so crazy that day. It was nuts. Like the whole day, aside from half an hour, uh, beautiful, sunny, hot. Couldn't ask for a better summer day. But for one section, right before I got to the expo, pouring rain like crazy. See, I'm talking about it now because I think it's interesting that it was raining so bad. But anyway, it's just like, oh, I didn't know that. Blah, blah, blah. Not very interesting. But anyway, chatting a little bit more. and my friend was with me for that, and she asked, did the movies give you any nightmares? It's like, no, you know what? It's just kind of something where I don't let it get to me. I just kind of put it behind me. If something, gets into my mind or something. Totally Heather, totally Nancy kind of comment, which I liked, and whatever. We shook hands too, and right before leaving, while she was signing the uh, the DVD, I was like, sincerely, what you brought to the Nancy character was just so unique, and she's such a strong character and unparalleled, and the best, simply the best, something like that. And she's like, yeah, you're really gonna like this documentary then, and I did, I really did. So here's the photo that she autographed for me, the classic photo from Nightmare 3. She says, what did she write on here? Oh, of course, whatever you do, don't fall asleep, which is pretty cool. Heather Langenkamp, her and Robert. Eek. She's so pretty. She's so cool. Very nice lady. And yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Again, want to get it framed because that'd be cool. And her documentary, I Am Nancy, 910 Never Sleep Again, Heather Langenkamp. Very cool. Kind of like a thin kind of thing here. Just kind of, I think it's cool. But I watched the documentary last night, and it was pretty cool. And it was kind of neat to see, after having gone to that convention kind of experience, seeing a documentary about it and seeing how, kind of what her life is like when she's doing those kinds of things, and her reactions with fans and things like that. But I thought it was really cool, and uh, the fact that you're almost part of kind of the subject of what she explored in that documentary is kind of cool, which I had heard about this, but I didn't watch it until I finally got an opportunity. And what better way to do it than to get it right from Nancy herself, which was kind of cool. But anyway, Piece de Resistance, Robert Englund, I met him, which was so cool. Freddie himself, Robert Englund. It was kind of a unique setup, because they had different options for, they had the photo ops, they had the autographs, they also had something, as you could see from the video I posted, audio video options, where you can get them to do something in your phone for a few seconds. And that's why I thought I want to do an interview. You might see, if you kind of like look up stuff, like you might see him recording messages for people. I saw a couple. I searched this up, a couple, which is kind of cool. So he's just kind of doing Freddy stuff. But anyway, so I'm getting closer and closer in line. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna meet Freddy Krueger. I'm gonna meet Robert Englund. He is so awesome. What am I gonna do? And so I get up there. I throw down my whatever, and there he is. And I bring my book up to him. And this is the only time he did anything Freddy-ish through the encounter. But he takes the book. He's like, my book, and I was like, yep. It's him. And it's pretty awesome. So he took the book, and he's signing it and everything like that. And I can't even remember what I was trying to say. It was just kind of it went so fast, and it was slow motion at the same time. It's like, whoa, who should I make this out to? Make it out to and whatever. But my whole world just stopped. It was intense, because I'm right in front of Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger himself, iconic guy. So exciting. It was so cool. I'm fangirling a little bit, but it's Robert Englund. And he's like, yeah, your book is excellent. And I told him about how I got it when it first came out, and this is 2009, I believe it came out. I was like, yeah, I'd spend many nights on the subway in Toronto reading this book, contemplating things. I found it very inspirational. I was like, oh yeah, yes, all right, and you'll need to do your homework. And he, gets the signatures to me. He takes this little ad for his website, robertenglund.com. He's like, here's your bookmark, puts it in there, slides it over to me all suave, like a suave motherfucker he is. He's like, and that's your assignment. Have it on my desk on Monday. And I thought it was pretty cool. And that's when I did the interview, the 10-second interview, as I put it. and so he's a good sport about that too. So he let me interview him, which is cool. So I mean, it was just such a cool experience. Shook Robert Englund's hand. He signed my book, and I'll show you the signature because the signature's pretty cool. He you know, you can tell if he has the room for it, he'll make it worth your while. And mine was this here. I'll show you a little bit closer. This is book For Derek. Sleep Kills. It's the title. Hollywood Monster. Toronto, 2014. Robert Englund. Pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, that was so awesome to meet him. And you know, the thing is, he's such an expert at it because you know they know you know, stars that they are, idols that they are, that you know, people come to these things, they wait in line, they throw down money, they got to make these few seconds memorable and something that they're going to always remember and cherish, which is true. I'm always going to remember and cherish this. So Robert Englund had to be the master that. I think he's brought it down to an art, because even observing some of the other people in line, he'd always have like a little anecdote for people. He'd always, you know, make someone feel comfortable, joke around. He's always a good sport. I like saw him like arm wrestling with people, grabbing people. You know, he's cool about it, and just being really funny, really charming, really just the man. I mean, the guy is amazing. So it was kind of cool to experience meeting him, and I knew that that was pretty much the one reason I wanted to go. As I mentioned, I'd never been to one of these things before, but Robert Englund was kind of the pushing point where I was like, you know what other chance am I going to get? Meet Robert fucking Englund. So that was cool. And he signed my book, and I met Heather Langenkamp. Yeah, and it was just a fun experience overall. I might, you know, want to go next year. I don't know. It depends on who's there, I guess. But it was a very fun experience. Lots of cool people, just kind of, you know, expressing themselves in the same vein. Why someone like myself would you know, go on YouTube and talk about something I like, except in kind of a different way. But there's always these methods that we kind of take into practice in expressing how we like popular culture and the effect that it has on our lives. And it has different effects on different people, and people want to express themselves in different ways. Some people it's, you know, going on YouTube talking about it. Some people it's doing art. Some people it's cosplay, which is an art in and of itself. I mean, some of these were just incredible walking artwork that you would see around. I wish I took more pictures. I really do. But, you know, it's just a whole bunch of Canadians piled up in a convention center and celebrating their love for popular culture. And that's something that's really cool. And that's something that, despite the crowds, despite the heat, despite the sweating like a hog, I cherish that experience. I thought it was really cool. And I'm not, years to come, I'm not going to remember the big crowds. I'm not going to remember, you know, being in a line for a really long time, having to wait. I'm going to remember that I met Robert Englund. I had him sign my book. I met Heather Langenkamp. I got a DVD from her, which she signed, and a picture, which she signed. I met Sean S. Cunningham, director of Friday the 13th, and talked to shit with him. I shook Nathan Fillion's hand. That was so awesome. So I thought it was a cool experience. So that's something I'd like to do again, and I enjoyed taking the video too. The only thing that I regret is not taking more pictures, not taking more video. You know, most of the footage I got there, that's it. What I put on YouTube, that's pretty much it. And some pictures here and there, which hopefully I'll maybe try to integrate them into this video. I'm yammering on now for a good, 20-something minutes now, so maybe I'll, you know, kind of cut to certain pictures here and there. So I thought it was a great experience, lots of fun. Fan Expo 2014 didn't disappoint. So yeah, that was my experience. So as someone who's, you know, first time going to one of these things, was really unsure about wanting to go to them, I gotta say it was fun. It was magical. It was like Halloween, which, you know, I love Halloween, and added to that there's stars and overpriced food. So I hope you enjoyed listening to my first-hand experience and my first-time experience going to one of these things. If you haven't, if you're kind of like me, you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to really, you know, whatever. I say do it at least once. If you even have like a tiny inkling about it, Do it just once. See how you like it. You may be surprised, like I was. And you may get some cool shit in the process, like I don't know, Robert Englund's signature. So thanks again for watching, and all that stuff. Comment, rate, subscribe. My Tumblr, derek237.tumblr.com. Post some stuff, some pictures there. My Instagram, derek237, if you want to follow that too. Posted some pictures there. And my Twitter, @hi, this is Derek. So, that'll do it for my video. Great time at the Fan Expo. Thanks for watching. And if you're a big fan of Robert Englund, then I would definitely recommend checking out his book, Hollywood Monster, A Walk Down Elm Street with the Man of Your Dreams. It's a really good book. It's a quick read. Like 75% of it is anecdotes about the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but he also talks about how he became an actor, and also each chapter is prefaced with a nightmare of his. He talks about his own nightmares, which I thought was pretty cool. And it's definitely a cool inside look to the guy who made Freddy who he is, really. And that about does it. Thanks for watching. See you later.